doesn't matter how you got here, but this is where you are. An application for winding up has occurred. So Cheryl Stainsby, tell us what you should expect now.
So a wind-up application, generally speaking, means that you have been issued with a statutory demand for payment. Either you've ignored it, maybe you didn't receive it because it went to the wrong address, or for whatever reason, who knows. But sometimes the first thing you'll know about your company being wound up is that suddenly you'll get letters from people and you'll get phone calls from people saying to you, do you know that there's a wind-up application being heard to wind up your company? And it'll usually be on a date that's maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in advance. And quite often that's the first thing that people know about it. And my advice to you is, if you get a phone call like that or you get a letter, to contact the person that sent you that letter and ask for a copy of that wind-up application so that you can see whether it's for real, first of all.
Yeah, or if they just, yeah.
Or if they're stringing you along. And who issued the wind-up application? What's the quantum of the debt? The wind-up application will often even tell you who the liquidator is that's been appointed to wind up your company. At that point, if you have the ability to pay the debt in full, it's still not too late. But to be honest, at that point in time, it's often too late for you to appoint your own liquidator. In some cases, you can appoint a voluntary administrator to take over the running of your company, but I've got to say that is a little bit fraught with danger.
This is all into the do not try this at home category here. You've really been going to get advice. Now, you are likely to get peppered by phone calls and unsolicited letters offering you ways and means of how to fight this, get away from it. So how do you navigate this sort of offers of help that's supposedly coming to you?
It is, and it's overwhelming and it's frightening, and at this stage you're very vulnerable. There are people offering you too good to be true ways out of this, probably charging you a lot of money.
So put money on this credit card and I'll see what I can do.
And I'll see what I can do. Maybe saying for $10,000 we can sort this out for you. But if somebody's offering you that sort of advice, I would certainly be going to 2 or 3 different people to find out what is the best way to manage this. Perhaps the Solvers would be a really good platform where you'll get some honest, unbiased advice about the best way to deal with this. And I think an advisor on the Solvers, if they honestly believe that putting your company into voluntary administration at that point in time is a good thing to do, then it's going to be unbiased, honest advice. Be very careful about somebody who is putting forward a proposal that seems too good to be true, that's costing you a lot of money, because you are vulnerable at this point.
And there's some real snares in here, because you can start getting into some really dicey sort of behaviour here, and also doing things like preferences. And we've talked about previous episodes about trying to sell things to the members of the family and all sorts of sort of snares that people can find themselves in if they don't get the right advice.
That's right. And I think in a worst case scenario, the director might find himself up on charges of phoenixing, illegal phoenixing.
Yeah.
If the advice that you're given is not the correct advice. So it's an absolute...
And you've got a good point too, that you heard horror stories too of the advisor disappearing and being uncontactable and leaving the people high and dry. So I think this is really important. If one of these has hit your desk and you're going to get hammered with letters and offers of help, these come with a catch. It's really about going to a trusted source to say, where should I go, what should I do?
That's right, okay.
Yeah, and if you haven't heard of these people before or you don't know much about them, there's a good chance that there's a reason for that.
Yes.
Okay, Cheryl, that's been really helpful. However you've got to this point, it's important to know what your rights and your obligations are. Let's keep talking. A reminder that these podcasts are general in nature and do not constitute advice, and they don't take into account your personal circumstances. So if you think, though, that some of the issues raised might apply to you, you should seek qualified financial, legal or counselling advice.